beat. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. You guys are still here? What the? Oh, that's right. I had a YouTube channel. That's right. Oh my goodness. You guys are still here. That's crazy. What's going on? Oh, well, alright. Well, that's a little embarrassing. Thought I was alone, but guess not tonight. What is up, my Nova Kingdom? It's Nova King, back again. It's been a hot minute. I actually did just post something already. It's kind of anticlimactic. You know, I was gone for a little while. I think my last video was before summer break started with all the quarantine stuff going on. It's been hectic, man. Getting school done, being stuck at home. You know, I'm busy during July and all that stuff, and I was sick during June. It's just not with the virus. I won't say it by name, but the thing. Not that, but I got like a bad infection. You know, it was rough. But I'm not done on YouTube. I just posted a video about Twitch that I might start trying to do, but I'm not done on YouTube. And so I just wanted to apologize for being gone so long. I know I'm really bad at being consistent. I do apologize. But I've still been getting really nice comments to this day on videos, like super old, like the Berserk video, which is like almost at 700 views or something like that. It's ridiculous. I still get comments on stuff like that. So it's awesome to see that there's still people out there watching my stuff even now. So that's kind of what gave me the motivation to come back and start doing some more videos while I'm off during the summer, you know. Whether or not I go back to school or not, that's another question entirely because of all this nonsense going on. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what ifs. Now there's a lot of what ifs, you know, like what if you could have an opinion on the internet and, you know, not be harassed for it? You know, what if we got Xenoverse 3 to come out, you know? Or what if I frequently uploaded? There's a lot of questions that we all ask. What if? What if these things happen? You know? And that's what we have here today. Today we're talking about what if Beerus Sama decided to wreck face on Earth again. You know, because it's not something like out of the realm of possibility. He's a very angry cat with a very short temper, and I feel like if, like, you know, the man didn't get his Tootsie Roll, didn't get his Tootsie Pop, you know, couldn't figure out how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, he'd be pretty upset, you know. Probably like on like 152, and then someone bumps into him and he drops his Tootsie Pop. He's gonna go into berserk mode. He's gonna decide, you know what? How dare you? He's gonna blow up Earth. Now that might not be the exact reason, but I'm just saying it's not a very like outlandish thing to think, in my opinion. I think there's a good chance. I know Beerus is all good and stuff right now, but it's a fun theory to kind of throw around. So what if that were to happen now? And where I'm kind of placing this is after the Broly movie, so after Dragon Ball Super Broly, but before the manga stuff, because listen, I don't read the manga. I love Dragon Ball, that's my favorite thing in the world, but I do not read the manga. I'm waiting. What if we get another Dragon Ball Super season? Maybe that's another what if. But so because I don't have any knowledge on the current manga stuff, and because the latest thing I've seen is the Broly movie stuff, that's the most current stuff we have really in the canon that isn't the manga, that's kind of what I'm going to go off of. So I'm making my best opinion, my best inference on the knowledge I have. So that's kind of where this takes place. So don't get mad at me if it's like, oh, but the manga says this. Nah, B. This is just strictly like kind of in the Broly movie era kind of space, I guess. So like right after the Tournament of Power, that kind of thing. So if this was to happen, I don't know. I think I'll talk about Goku and Vegeta separately, because like those are the big you know defenders. Like when it comes to Beerus, nobody's gonna be like picking up the slack. You know, like Gohan, like none of those guys are gonna be able to really do anything. You know, Broly's on Vampa with everyone else. Like there's nobody really else on Earth. I don't think that would really pose much of a threat. So you're really just left with Goku and Vegeta, are the only two like lines of defense against Beerus just destroying Earth again. You know, trying to destroy Earth. So with that in mind, we'll talk about them kind of separately and what they can do. Now, I have a pretty good idea of how this whole incident would go, and I think a lot of people do as well, because, you know, Beerus was like the scariest thing ever way back in like Battle of Gods movie, beginning of Super. Like, he was a powerhouse. He's what set the bar for what strength was going to be and what kind of like, you know, stuff we were going to see in Super. He was kind of set that bar for us of like the amazing feats of strength that we could see from like God Key and stuff like that. But since then, like, characters, especially Goku and Vegeta, have come so far in their own right that it's like, it's just, it's kind of nuts, honestly. And it was always kind of hard to figure out like where Beerus's power level was gauged at. It always seemed like, even though Goku was getting all these crazy things like Kaioken with blue, like it always seemed like he was still far away from Beerus. But I think when it comes to like after the Tournament of Power, it's a much easier debate. So when it comes to Goku and Vegeta, we'll talk about, let's talk about Vegeta first. We'll go Vegeta first in this one. So Vegeta, his strongest kind of thing that he's going to bring to the table, if he can access it, is Blue Evolved. Right now, it's hard to say because like that wasn't shown off in the Broly movie, but we know he has it from the, you know, from the anime and everything like that. That's the strongest form Vegeta can really access on his own. And it's not something easy either, you know. It was something that he can't really like trigger on his own super easily right now. But I think under the stress of like Beerus trying to blow up Earth and like kill his family, I'm pretty sure Vegeta would find it in him to get it. So that's kind of what he would be taking as far as what he'd be bringing to the table as far as a fight against Beerus. Vegeta alone, like when he fought in the Tournament of Power with Blue Evolved, he was fighting Top or Topo. It's Topo, and I thought it was Topo, but it's Top in the English dub. Makes no sense. But he was fighting him, and he has God of Destruction like energy. Like he is a God of Destruction in training almost. That's what I remember at least. So he's got kind of the same abilities and the same. He's in the same kind of power scaling as Beerus. Not saying he's stronger or weaker or where he's really at, but he's in that caliber, right, of God of Destruction level. And if I'm remembering this right, Vegeta, I'm pretty sure, was like final explosion took him out, and then even after that point, I think he still fought with Goku against Jiren. I think he tapped back into that form for a little bit at least. So I think that even Vegeta on his own, being able to kind of square up against a God of Destruction type being in that form and coming out of that fight on top and winning and beating Top, I think that's a really good indication of how strong Vegeta became with Evolved, and kind of shows what that would come with him fighting Beerus. So I very well think there's a good chance that if Vegeta can get into his Blue Evolved form, that he could beat Beerus on his own, perhaps. Like, Goku could be off training on King Kai's planet, and maybe we'd still be good, you know? But again, it's hard to say, because, you know, we don't know exactly how strong Top may have been compared to Beerus with his full power, so I get that. But most likely, squeaky door, most likely, I don't think Vegeta's gonna be fighting alone. I kind of envision it being a tag team, because yes, they don't like fighting together, but I think Goku and Vegeta are smart enough to know how big of a threat Beerus is. I think it would end up being kind of a tag team match against Beerus, kind of like we saw with Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren when they tag teamed against that. So I think that's kind of how it would go. So you've got Vegeta and that. Now Goku's a little harder because the strongest thing that he can access on his own easily is like Kaioken. You know, like Blue Kaioken is kind of what he can easily access on his own. As we've seen, Ultra Instinct is something much harder to come by. But again, I still think there's a really high likelihood that like Goku would get pushed to the point where he would go into Ultra Instinct. Like Beerus is no slouch. I think Beerus is one of the few people that would push Goku to the point where he'd have to kind of fall into that trigger state of Ultra Instinct. So, best case scenario, you've got Ultra Instinct Goku and Evolved Blue Vegeta fighting against Beerus. And we've seen what Ultra Instinct Goku can do. It like mastered, even like, you know, like Goku was able to master a technique in one tournament, like a 40-minute tournament or something like that. And Beerus has been doing it for like hundreds and hundreds of years, however many years he's been practicing. He still hasn't mastered it. So I think that's a fair indicator to show the disparity as far as that kind of technique goes. So I think with Goku being able to access Master Ultra Instinct against Beerus, who has not mastered it, and with a Vegeta who has the raw power capabilities of blowing up a God of Destruction and taking him out of the ring, I think that tag team would be just overwhelming. Like, I just don't think Beerus would be able to keep up with that kind of power from two separate people like that. Now, I don't really see that being the likely situation though, because again, like, Blue Evolved and Ultra Instinct are not super easy to come by for either of these characters. Like, it's not something in the realm of Goku can do it on command, and Vegeta cannot do it. Like, Vegeta cannot do his on command, Goku can't do Ultra Instinct on command. It's a lot more like you really have to kind of I don't know what's the word. You really kind of have to have the best case scenario for that to occur, for them both to achieve their strongest state and then fight against Beerus. So I think it could happen. I think there's a decent chance that could be the way it goes, but with how hard it is to access each state, each form, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. But that leads us to our other side of the debate, and this is the more likely one, possibly, and would definitely be what stops Beerus. And this is if Goku and Vegeta decide to fuse. Because I'm pretty sure it was stated in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie that Broly, when he was going on his rampage, was stronger than Beerus. I'm pretty sure it was just flat out said. And Gogeta, if they take that route, or it doesn't matter, because I think they've stated that both fusions are the same power level or something like that. So whether it's Vegito or Gogeta, but Gogeta is going to be that's probably going to be what's going to occur, because there's not really any Kais around at the time. So I think the more plausible outcome they would fuse into Gogeta. Gogeta was like casually whooping Broly's ass. Like, not just like kinda, like he was casually, like he could have been scrolling on Instagram while beating his ass. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't think I ever saw Broly like really hit Gogeta once like they started actually getting into the fight and like Gogeta went blue. Like, I don't think he ever touched Gogeta. So to see that disparity between the fusion and Broly, who is supposed to be stronger than Beerus. So not only do I think the fusion outcome is more likely, I think it's like a landslide victory. Like, Goku and Vegeta fighting separately on their own, I think there's still a really good chance they could beat Beerus, especially if they're in their strongest forms. I don't doubt that they wouldn't beat him with those combined powers of like Ultra Instinct and Evolved Blue. But like with Gogeta, it'd be over so quick, I think, because Gogeta's kind of got that mindset of like, get it done. You know, like Vegito kind of plays around a little bit. You know, that's kind of why he got cucked in the Zamasu fight. But like Gogeta just gets it done, man. Like he would have like wiped out Broly, if not like seriously wounded him, if he was not taken you know, back to Vampa. So I think it's super likely that like, it's crazy because I don't think Gogeta would kill Beerus, and I'll get to why I think that, but I think Gogeta would just wipe the floor with Beerus, honestly. I think it would just be a landslide. So honestly, with how like crazy strong Beerus was seen in I think it just shows the growth from where Beerus used to be this thing that everyone feared and couldn't even touch, to now I think it's like very plausible that Goku and Vegeta could like easily fight him off if he ever decided to like try and attack Earth again. Like, it just shows the amount of growth from the beginning of Super to the end. How crazy things have become and how strong Goku and Vegeta have become. Because they used to not be able to touch Beerus, and now I think it's pretty plausible that they would be able to like fend him off from an attack. So I don't think Beerus is much of a threat anymore, honestly. Now that's only if Goku and Vegeta are there. If they're not there, it's a no-go. Like, I don't think, like, man, the only like super strong person, like 17 was pretty strong, you know, at this point in Super, but like, again, like, I don't think anyone would really be able to like stop Beerus, especially if he went like on a full rampage. I think Goku and Vegeta are the only ones that could really stop him, but if they did, I think it would be really easy for them. Now, I don't think they would kill Beerus. I think Gogeta might try, because he's just like that mentality of like, let's get it done. But I think if anything got further to the point where like they start beating up Beerus really bad and like getting to the point where he could die, I think Whis would kind of come in out of nowhere and like flick Gogeta, because like we've seen how strong Whis is. Whis was like casually dodging Broly like it was nothing when he was like a Super Saiyan. So I don't think it's out of the realm of you know, imagination to think that Whis would just kind of flick Gogeta on the head. You know, he'd go flying. He's like, all right, listen, calm down, children. And I think Whis would kind of break up the fight just for the sake of, hey, I probably don't want my God of Destruction being murked. That's my theory, at least. I don't think Whis would let Beerus just get killed. I don't think. Maybe he's kind of sadistic. Who knows? But in my opinion, I think Whis would probably step in at the end and kind of break up the fight and be like, all right, listen, we gotta go. And he would kind of usher off Beerus off the planet, probably back to his home planet for things to chill. What would happen after that, I don't know. Because after the first time Beerus tried to blow up the planet, they were cool, you know, and they've been friends since. So like it might kind of be like one of those things where it's resolved, or who knows. But I don't really think that Beerus would be a super big threat, though. And that sounds really weird because of how strong Beerus has been in our minds for a long time. But I just think, especially with the showing of Gogeta in the Broly movie, I just don't think Beerus would be able to do anything. Like, worst case scenario, they just fuse and it's over. Like, Gogeta is like the strongest character, besides Whis, of course. Like, he's like the strongest character in Super right now. Again, before the manga, I'm not gonna talk about that, but because I don't know. But so yeah, that's kind of my theory. I think I honestly, just for the rundown, I think Goku and Vegeta would probably fight him off for a little bit. Be like, okay, you know, we gotta do it. We gotta get this done quick. I think they'd fuse. I think they'd go into Gogeta. They'd just wipe the floor with Beerus. And before they can really do any serious damage, I think Whis would step in and break up the fight and just kind of take Beerus away. So honestly, yeah, that's kind of my opinion. I don't think Beerus would be a big threat. If Beerus ever came back to attack Earth again, or cause that kind of trouble, I think he could be easily dealt with as long as Goku and Vegeta are readily available. So yeah, that was just a cool what if theory. You know, I've kind of come up with a few of these ideas. I have some more Dragon Ball related what if, you know, kind of situations I want to talk about on the channel, because I like doing these a lot. I really do enjoy doing these what if kind of scenarios, thinking through what would happen. It's a lot of fun for me because I love Dragon Ball and I love talking about it. So I've rambled on long enough. I think you got the point. Beerus loses. I think Beerus loses, honestly. There's a good likelihood he loses if they don't fuse, and then if they do fuse, which really wouldn't be that difficult, if like Goku just like instant transmissions them away for a distance, I think they would easily wipe the floor with like Gogeta being in play. So yep, that's my theory. That's my little what if situation. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you guys think I'm wrong, that's totally cool. Talk to me. I love hearing from you guys in the comments. Let me know if there's any other what if scenarios you want me to talk about, whether it's from Dragon Ball or any other series. I love talking about these what if scenarios. But yeah, sorry I've rambled a little bit too much. I'm excited to be back recording videos during the summer for you guys. I'm really excited about it. So sorry if I rambled a bit too long, but I hope you kind of get the point and kind of get the gist of where I came from this video, and I hope you can agree to some extent. But if not, that's okay too. So, whew. All right. Well, I'm a little nervous. You know, been gone for a minute, but I hope this video does well. I hope you guys really enjoy it, and yeah, remember to enjoy life because you only get one shot at it. Stay positive, everyone. I know everything's pretty crazy right now, but everything's gonna be just fine. Papa Nova King, you know. I assure you that things will be alright. So, stay positive, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.